Good morning from Ddpk. We're getting a little bit of a momentum at this stage, so I don't think I have to explain what it is every single time I come on now. Anyway, turn me off if my voice is driving you nuts at this point. I just want to thank Mary Kennedy for coming on yesterday. She is such an unbelievably nice person, and it's not really because she's a celeb to me, because obviously she is one of the best people in our country. That nationwide voice is missed, definitely. But for me, I've taken her to Russia a few times, and last year when that desperate snow came in, myself and Mary sat on the flight, and one by one people got off the flight, and the pilot, we sat on the runway and the snow was pouring down, and the pilot gave us all the option to leave the aircraft. And Mary had decided she was going to Russia with me, and I was sure after we were there 2 hours on the flight, 3 hours sitting on the runway, and 4 hours later I think we were still sitting on the runway, and I said to Mary, look, you go home, I'm going to go on, because we had already missed connections and we had people waiting for us on the other side. And so she sat on, and she stayed on, and she said, no, I've committed to go, and that's it. So she came with me, and she's just unbelievably low maintenance. We got a Moldovan train from Moscow to Bryansk, and they're my favourite ones because they're so old and rickety, and there's new super duper fancy trains now, but this was a Moldovan train. And with all due respect to Moldova, it's a lovely country and all, but the trains that go into Moscow are something else. And there was piles and piles of snow packed up on the inside of the train where the carriages connect, which we just thought was hilarious, and it was actually snowing on the inside. And we had dinner served up to us, which was like a big sausage and mash with like jelly, like gravy poured all over it. But anyway, in fairness to Mary, she absolutely, she ate it all without complaining. She's fantastic. Anyway, so thank you, Mary. Last week I was having a rant about Boris Johnson, and saying that he was unbelievably useless and dangerous, only because my son is in the same country as him. That's why I care. Other than that, I wouldn't care. But actually last night when I looked at him, I felt a bit sorry for him, because he's obviously had to do a complete turnaround, because his views now are 100% different to what his views were 2 weeks ago. But to be honest with you, I would admire somebody more for changing their views and saying they were wrong, because he was wrong, I think. So I was glad to hear last night he was going on lockdown, and I just wish that we had done the same thing sooner. I hate to think that we're trailing behind Boris Johnson, because I don't admire the man. I think he should be in some kind of Harry Potter, Quidditch game on a stick up in the sky somewhere. But to be perfectly honest, I wish we had made the same decision, because where I live, down near the sea, there's people out all day long, people in the parks all day long, people on the Bull Wall all day long. Sunday you couldn't move down there, and I just think it's time for lockdown, myself personally, because people aren't listening. So let's try and keep positive. I have a fantastic guest on tomorrow. I met him about 2 months ago, and he completely and utterly blew me away. He has an unbelievable backstory, and he's just finished a television programme, which I think it's To Hell and Back it was called. I'm going to check it out today. It's that horrible army thing where you go in and they test you and see are you able to do all sorts of terrible things. He's a fantastic guy, and he's going to come on tomorrow and have a chat with us. He has been through hell in his life, but he can tell his own story. I'm not going to tell it. So yes, I have another guest tomorrow, and I have a fabulous woman on Friday as well, who's locked in her house at the moment with 3 children, and I think she's going slightly insane, so it might do her good to talk for a few minutes. So we're all in this together, guys. With a bit of luck, we might see a lockdown. It's a magnificent day. Go out for a walk if you can, on your own. Bring the dog. It's a stunning day here in Dublin, and so thank you, Mary, again for yesterday, and thank you all for listening and watching. So from my little pink kitchen today, to you all, have a lovely day, and we take our hats off to those meds who are all on the front line and killing themselves literally for us. So I'm not making light of anything that they're doing, but we have to try and keep some positivity in our day, and just keep going, because slowly but surely you do go insane slightly at home. I know that they say it's not easy that they're not asking us to go to war. At the same time, when you get up early in the morning, it's you're just wondering, when you're such a busy person all the time, to actually look at a day stretching it in front of you, you can go slightly insane. So have a lovely day, everybody.